Hi, I'm Nancy Singleton Hachisu. I live in Japan and I write Japanese cookbooks, and this is what's in my basket. When my stove was out at the school, I used these for 20 years, frankly, because that's what we had. But this one is particularly good because it's so small and good looking. I've never seen this in Japan, but I think this is the best little burner, the most useful, best size. I think it's a great little burner, and I definitely need this. So the Art and Craft of Japanese Cooking is my sixth book, but it's actually a reissue of the Food Artisans of Japan book, which was my fourth book. I put out of print by the publisher during COVID because of various COVID issues. I was able to reissue it, and in the meantime, I meticulously tested every single component of the chef's recipes, because in the original book, the Food Artisans book, it was chef's recipes. So these recipes were good, but I made them better. I'm very particular about my spatulas because I don't like them too hard-sided, and there's like only one kind that I typically use. But these spatulas are soft yet sturdy and flexible. I use a lot of small ones and I have a sort of a collection of them, but I do not have this style, and I think I might need to get a few for myself. But then also my granddaughter uses it for scooping out homemade ice cream, and she doesn't want to miss any little speck, and she chews the spatulas and she loves blue, so I think I might need to get her one of these as a present. So I'm in love with tenugui, and I've been buying them as presents for people and as napkins for myself for like 30 years. They make great presents. This is a super cool one because it's a fairy building. There's 3 of them here that I chose. And then the rice one because, we grow our own rice. Not me, but my son and husband. And then this cool little coffee one. And I just really like the colors and themes. Rouse kombu. I went up to Rouse. It's at the top northernmost peninsula of Hokkaido. We spent some time with one of the producers. My favorite kombu. It yields a really soft dashi soup stock. Over here, there's some ume miso. This is made by the soy sauce miso tofu producer in my town, Kamikawamachi, very tiny little town in Japan. People are very special to me, and in fact, I inspired them to produce this ume miso. I was making it for one of my books, the vegetarian book. My friend, who's one of the presidents there, decided that they should make it as well for their company. And then over here, I think this is the best soy sauce you could ever buy. Japanese soybeans are endangered. Chinese soybeans and American and Canadian soybeans are the ones that are being used. Organic mostly is Chinese, but those are all cheaper than even conventional Japanese soybeans. Supporting the use of Japanese soybeans is crucial to foodways in Japan. This is the best soy sauce. It's all barrel fermented, 2 summers. This vinegar, the great story about this is the grandfather of the company went around to the local rice growers and asked them to please grow rice organically. And this is at a time, this is like 40 years ago. Now organics is 0.6%, up from 0.5 in Japan. Very little organics and very little organic rice. He managed to convince the local rice growers, so they have local rice for their sake, and it's local, 100% organic, all of their products. And then the father was kind of disappointed because his customers were saying, "Oh, we love your vinegar, but it smells like rice." Well, of course it is, because it's rice vinegar, right? But then the son went to graduate school to produce this premium one, and it has more rice but less, we call it komikusai, so it's smelly rice. So it's this incredible vinegar that I use at home. And then these beans, oh my god, this is the only bean that I use. I bring them back. I use a few of the Rancho Gordo, but these little white beans, cassoulet, it's such a great bean, useful for everything, soups or mashing or whatever. So I always have these little white cassoulet beans in my pantry, and I have a few of the other ones too. I'm really happy to see these here. So these little cool knives by Addis. I have Japanese knives, plenty of Japanese knives. I shouldn't be buying knives, but Bernal Cutlery is the most fabulous place for knives. So yes, I'm going to buy some knives. I love these little Spanish knives because I don't have anything like them. And I eat strawberries every day in season when we have little organic strawberries. I also have this great steak, the sirloin steak, not Wagyu, shorthorn cow, tonkakugyu. And so I do not have a steak knife because, we cut our meat in the kitchen, but sometimes I want to cut off the fat or I want to do something. And so I just love these. It's olive wood and boxwood, and I'm just trying to decide between the two, or should I take them both? Oh my god. But I definitely need these little gorgeous, useful knives. So this Prince pan, I have quite a few frying pans, but this one, what's unusual about it is it's got a great curvature for small amounts, but yet you can get more volume in. It's also great surfacing, and the handle is really easy to grip and use. Obviously, it doesn't get hot. So no, I don't need another pan, but this is a pan that I don't have, and it's really useful for so many things in the kitchen. So these bean spoons are so beautiful and so well designed because there's a scoop to it that I don't have in my metal slotted spoons. On a totally different side, over here you got these darling little tamago flippers. It's for the egg omelet on those rectangular pans when you're making the Japanese egg omelet. A little snow shovel. But I also hear you could flip your grilled cheese sandwiches with them. So this kagetsu donabe is a great shape. It's for 1 go of rice, which is 180 ml. It has the lines for marking the rice and measuring, but I don't adhere to that method. I go for 1 to 1. Then there's the inner lid. You want to keep the heat in and you want to keep weight on the pot for making your rice. And I never use a rice cooker. So this oroshigane, which is a grating plate, one of the most useful tools you could have in your kitchen, and not just your Japanese kitchen. You can use it for grating carrots, you can use it for grating onions, but in Japan we can use it for grating daikon or ginger on the backside. I mean, I know a lot of people use shark skin for wasabi, but I use the backside for wasabi. Finding a really good oroshigane is very difficult, and there's only a few artisanal makers. This will last you not just like 20 or 30 years, this will last you 100 years, and that is for sure. These little offset spatulas, I don't actually have any of these, and these ones from Ansofipik, they are very well made. They've got a great angle, they have nice blade. I don't know if that's a blade, but the spatula part, and really good in the hand. I can't decide between the two, but I'm probably just gonna get them both because I've got some medium pans and some small ones. They're just really excellent pieces that I need to have. I'm so happy I came this trip to Bernal Cutlery because I've been meaning to come each trip for the last, I don't know, I think it's been 10 years. The building was so amazing. Walking in the shop was just like, it was way beyond what I could have imagined. And I'm so glad I was here for my new book and then I could connect with you guys and have my basket.